live training videos. I did one the other day. What my plan is to do a live video every Thursday morning. We video every Monday and Thursday anyway, so this is what works for us. I know Thursday might not be the best for getting a lot of views, but that's kind of what works with our schedule. Right now, we're still in the phase where I'm making sure all our technology works. We just got internet here not long ago, all in the process of getting set up for this. So I want to make sure my internet is good enough. I want to make sure our equipment is good enough to make this happen and be a good quality video. Wait for me, Bob. This is Bob that I'm on. He walked forward, I'm going to back him up. My intention as I go forward with this is I want to mount an antenna on the side of the barn right there. It'd be right there, not an antenna, a TV on the side of the barn so that I can see your comments and I can reply to questions and stuff as they come across. Right now, I'm not set up anywhere where I can see comments or see questions. So if all the technology works going forward, I'll get set up to do that. I wanted to check this rest of it out before I spent the money because that's going to be pretty expensive to buy an outdoor TV. So that's one of the things, this is one of the things I want to do starting at the beginning of the year. And you saw it, this is Bob, I got on Bob. And he walked forward, I got him to back up, got on, and when I left the mounting block, we backed up and turned to leave the mounting block. Now, I'm just walking my circles. I always walk circles when I first start. Walk a couple left circles, couple right circles to get the horse's mind on me giving them something to do. My farrier is here shoeing some horses. He's normally here. It takes him normally 2 days to get everybody shod and trimmed. Today is the second day this week. And when we get done, I'll give you a little walkthrough and show you the horses I have in the barn to start off the year. I didn't wet my arena this morning. Actually didn't drag it either. With when the farrier came, that kind of messes up our normal routine for the day. So a little bit off for today, but we'll make do. As I'm walking Bob around, I did my couple of circles. Now I'm putting lag on. I want to make sure that I can put lag on and ask him to steer and do things without him speeding up. It's really important. That's always part of my warm-up, that I can put lag on and not speed up. We're going to do that for a circle or two. He's done that good. Now I'm going to start a little bit of counterbending. And a lot of what you see in my training videos becomes my warm-up in my more finished horses. And that's what this works into now. Had a new horse come in yesterday. She's out in the big arena running around. It's pretty wet. We've had a lot of rain. Well, I don't know. Inch-wise, it might not be a lot of rain. But we had a lot of rainy days over the holidays. And this is our rainy time of the year. I'm not sure exactly how many inches of rain we get in the winter, but it's a lot. I believe one day last week we had 4 inches that one day, and that wasn't even a rainy day for us. Wasn't even a bad rainy day. So now I've counterbending to the right a little bit, walking to the left. Now we're gonna, walking to the left. Now we're gonna walk to the right, and I'll counterbend him to the left. Just moving him around. Getting his body warmed up and moving around. Getting his mind warmed up, listening to me. This is after the first, so in the quarter horse world, everybody had a birthday. And I believe that makes Bob 16 now, if I'm not mistaken. If you want me to do more of these kind of videos, put a comment down. I can't look at them now, but I'll be able to look at them when I go back to after this video is up, after I'm done, I'll be able to go back and look. And I'll try to go back and answer as many questions as I can after the fact. I just can't answer them right now. So now I got a little bit of counterbend going both directions. Next thing I want to do is I want to get a little bit of vertical flexation with him. So I'm going to shorten my reins a little bit, make a little contact with his face. See how as soon as I made contact, he kind of pushed forward and picked up his pace. That's why it's important that they don't speed up when I put leg on. There we go. So I'm using my spurs, a squeeze with my spurs, to ask him to break at the pole. Notice all I did was shorten my reins and set them right here. No bumping, no jerking, no pulling. I'm using my legs to lift his back, break at the pole. Every time I pick up a rein and ask the horse to do something, even if it's as simple as steer this away, I want to steer that way with the back rounded, hip up underneath, back rounded and broke at the pole. So that's why it's so important that when I put spur on, the horse lifts his back. The spur never means go faster. It always means move. It could mean move left, move right, move forward, move backwards, lift and round. Right here, because of how my hand is setting the reins, my reins are not directing him to turn a direction. My seat is not telling him to go forward. So right here, my legs are saying, lift your back. That's the movement that I'm looking for. I had Purdy went home yesterday. If you remember him, he was at paint gelding, really nice paint gelding that came in that wasn't moving real great. And I worked a lot on his movement, getting him to work, track cows, getting the cows to pull out forward. And the horse that's running around in the arena, you can't see her right now. I'll see if we can get a little picture of her later. That is Madame. She came in Purdy's place. So probably today will be her first time working her, and I will record that and we'll see how it goes. What they told me was that she was started under saddle, got 60 days or somewhere around September, October, I believe. Was brought home, turned out to pasture, and now she's back here with me. So that's October, November, December. That was only a couple months ago. So I expect her to pick up pretty quick to where she left off. I don't really know where she was, what was done with her, at what point they got her to in that 60 days. I do know she is Calbred, and just what I've seen of her, he needs to get limbered up a little more. Let's trot some. What I've seen of her, she has a Calbred mind. You see me work quite a few different breeds and crossbreeds and different things, but quarter horses, I'm pretty familiar with their bloodlines and how different bloodlines should act. So when I see her moving around, I may not know exactly what her bloodline is, but I can pretty quick pick out what type of mind she has. He's kind of falling in with his left shoulder. Let's pick up my left rein, push him out a little bit. Push him out, there we go. When I picked up my left rein, tried to turn left, I want round that shoulder up, there we go. A little bit of both legs. Let me know if the sound is okay. If I need to do anything different with the sound, if you can hear me okay. I know the lighting is going to be a problem. Not sure what I'm going to be able to do with that. You're looking north, so south is behind you, and we're shooting this. Of course, it's live, so you know what time it is. So we got the morning sun coming in that space between the roof of this covered arena and the barn. That's why the shadows. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do to make those shadows better, other than shoot this at a different time of day, which might eventually happen. But with that being east, behind you south, and that west, this gets some sun all day long. So I don't know that that's really going to be realistically possible. Let's try it a little bit the other way. Bob is the one I'm giving the, let's turn right, the immune booster to. And that's the company right there on that banner that I'm getting it from. Really happy with the results it's giving him. A little stiff on his face there. Just, now I'm putting a little bit of lag on him, asking him to round like he did at a walk. He's not really rounding. So we're gonna do some counter bending at a trot. Break the shoulders loose. Get him round. Get some softness there. We're starting. Just that little bit started a little bit already. Need some softness going. He is, I think, 16 years old now, so it takes him a little bit to get loosened up, get moving in the morning, just like it does me. And our temperature, I think our temperature's in the upper 30s right now. It was right at freezing last night. Warmed up some. Whatever you see me wearing, you can probably figure it's exactly or about 20 degrees warmer than what you would expect. I do not like cold weather. There we go. Now see how it's getting soft. All I did was some counter bending, break his body loose, soften his ribs. His nose was out, pushing forward, but the nose wasn't the problem. The ribs was the problem. So I use softening the ribs, counter bending to soften the ribs, to soften his body. Loosen up, move around, just like I gotta do when I get out of bed in the morning. I do plan on showing Bob in some ranch classes later this year. Well, not sure exactly when. Since he's my horse, I gotta make sure we got an open slot for him in the trailer. And that's the bad part about a trainer showing their own horses. A lot of times your own horse gets bumped out of a training slot or a trailer slot for a client's horse. There we go. When I downward transitioned there, he put a little bit more pressure on my hands, but I held my hands still and I drove him forward into the downward transition. What he was trying to do was kind of fall on his front end and transition and push out. But by setting my hands, keeping my legs in him, but slowing down my movement, now I'm starting to warm up, but slowing down my movement, that's how we was able to somewhat maintain a frame in that downward transition. It should always be your seat that controls speed. Have me on my right hand again. Soften that up. I think Bob is a little stiff because he feels about the cold weather like I do. There we go. Bob is out of Einstein, out of a daughter of Topsail Wiz. If you're familiar with bloodlines, that's his bloodline. His daddy was Einstein, can't remember his mama's name, but she was a daughter of Topsail Wiz. His coloring comes from that Einstein line. That's a great red pine, which produced a lot of this color. And great red pine, that goes back Poco pine, Poco Bueno. The way on far back you're getting Poco Bueno and King, which is where he's getting cow side there. And in the Topsail Wiz, there's some cow blood way back there, but that was primarily reining horses. Let's pick up this rope over here. It might be wet. Let's drag it around. One of the things we're going to be doing when I show him in Ranch Trail, or we could be doing, it could be an obstacle, is dragging this log. And he's very broke to it, but he needs to drag it and let me maneuver him a little bit better. That's going to help our score when we're showing ranch trail. I keep this log in here all the time. Really easy to come pick up the rope and work it. If he was green to this, I would do a little bit more preparation, but this is not new to him. So I'm going to just dally and walk off like I would be doing if I was showing him. You step over it? Yep, he sure did. This is a good opportunity for me to do a little bit of training on that. I am not going to, I want him broke to that. I don't know if you can see the rope is actually under his back leg. I want him broke to that. And if it's possible that I could go off and drag the log and not be a problem, which is what I want it to be. I don't want, when I get in this situation, there to be a wreck. So I'm going to change the rope in my hand a little bit so that I can get rid of it. I'm going to let it be a little bit further back. And we're going to walk off. I want him broke to this. And the only way to get him broke to it is do it. If he was a more green horse, he's got both feet on it. If he was a more green horse, this would be more of a problem. I wouldn't just walk off like this. But I want him broke. There we go. Now we got it on just one leg. I have the rope so that I can throw it down if I need to. There we go. I really don't expect him to drag it far, but what I do expect is him to not get a violent reaction. Let's take another step. He feels the resistance. Feels the resistance, and he's trying to get off the resistance. He's trying to be good. That's what I expect. If I get in this position, I want him to be good. All right, so now, let's walk out of it. And drag low. Good boy. There's several ways that you could have addressed that depending on the stage of your horse. If this was a green horse that I'd never pulled a log with, I would have done that way different. I would not have asked the horse to do that. But with this being a pretty broke horse, I'm going to make sure he's broke to that too. Like we talked about or I talked about when I was doing this with Bug, when they're broke to new things too. And that's what you want. So we're going to pull it forward. I made a circle or two to the right. We'll make a circle or two to the left. One of the things I want him to be better about is I want him to be better at pulling it backwards. Kind of make a hard turn to the left, put a little bit more pressure on his back legs. Okay. And I know that he pulls it backwards without a problem. He's not scared of it. What the problem is, I want a little more steering. Let's move his body over. I get a lot of people asking about the back girth because most of the time I don't ride with a back girth. And the reason being is I want my leg cues to be, there's our photo bombing cat. It came back. Hang on, Bob. I lost my microphone. You hear me okay? There we go. Okay, so that's our photo bombing cat. He likes to come in here and poop while we're videoing. Haven't had him very long, and it's been kind of funny. That's the one that kept eating my shoestrings. I think I went through about 4 pairs of shoestrings. Let's move over to the right, or to the left off my right leg. There we go. This is where I want him to be a little bit more maneuverable, backing up like that. I want to get to where I can pull this log in a circle more fluidly. There we go. Good boy. Good boy. All right, let's walk back forward again. And we'll bring the log back to the wall. Yep, there's the cat doing the cat thing. That cat does not like me, and it's mutual. He's finally catching some mice, so as long as he does his job, I guess I'll let him stay. The other cat that we have, the black and white cat, she's a lot more friendly. She's more pet than she is anything else. She's more like a dog. And the only thing she kills is lizards. So I'm not sure how long this has been, but this should give me an idea of what improvements that I need to, let's stop. Whoa. This should give me an idea of the improvements that I need to make to be better with these live videos. And if you want to see more of these, let me know in the comments. I've always been very open to my training, and my training is what it is. I don't train one way on camera and one way off camera. It is what it is. So I'm very comfortable doing this, and I hope that the viewers appreciate that and recognize that, and we'll see how it goes going forward. So this is Bob. We'll do another live, or we'll plan on doing another live next Thursday. I mean, that's my plan. We'll see how it goes. Until next time, thank you for watching. Yes.